Good morning, guys. Sorry to throw on some Battlefield 1. I haven't played this game for a while.
Same thing like with Rare's Everwild, Hellboy 2, the Medium, Crossfire X. Despite us seeing things like that, again, that we've already known about, we've got quite a bit of new stuff, actually more than that. But let's get started off with number 10 and talk about As Dusk Falls. This is actually a Xbox Game Studios game, and it's a new studio from a Quantic Dream veteran. As you know, Quantic Dream, the people behind Detroit Become Human and Heavy Rain, obviously that comes with a lot of storytelling pedigree, and this new studio, Interior Night, is going with something pretty different here. Actually, not really what I was expecting. This is a story-based adventure that takes place in the American Southwest, and it looks like it focuses on multiple characters. It looks like it has family drama, it has crime and heists and robberies. It's got a very interesting art style that seems like it's in-game, but I'm curious to see what the actual gameplay is going to be here. And interestingly enough, the story is ambitious and set to take place over the span of 30 years, tackling multiple generations of people, all kind of stemming from one event that went down. Apparently there's a hostage situation, lots of trauma, and something to be unraveled, and we're curious to see where this one goes. Now next up at number 9, we have the new Forza Motorsport. This is from Turn 10 Studios. Once again, we don't know too much about it other than the fact that it exists and it's going to be pretty. I feel like every time we get a new announcement, that's basically just that it's coming out in the car.
The enemies
Come on.
struck first.
It's gonna take too long for him to get to me. Oh! We're playing the Halloween,
Our side is in the lead.
I don't know why I couldn't shoot him. All running around and shit. Oh. Try it with the medic. Damn it.
Our team is in the lead.
Now over at number 6, we have one that we're cheating a little bit. It's Tetris Effect Connected. Now this is an announcement of a game that we already knew about. It's Tetris Effect, but that was primarily on PS4. Now it's coming to Xbox and with new content, revamped single player, and something that the base game was sorely missing is a multiplayer focus, both locally and online. That is huge. Tetris Effect is a great game and an excellent revamp on the Tetris formula.
Actually, yeah, Tetris Effect is pretty cool. Wow! Man, I'm gonna go back to the fucking the shotgun. Yesterday I was beast moding with this gun. That's bullshit. He ran away. Thank you. I shot him. There's some strange things going on in the game where I'm shooting them and it's not connected. You guys seen that shit for yourself. I thought he ran the other side, so I was just gonna come up behind him. Pretty soon I'm just gonna get into the regular shit. Fuck, dude.
Halfway there, keep it up. Come on. I fucking did not shoot it at the right time.
We have State of Decay 3 announced from Undead Labs. Yes, another cinematic trailer, but it brings with it a completely different vibe that I did not expect. It looks way more like a cold, harsh fall, winter type of thing, with a bigger emphasis on zombified animals. You see a zombie tier, which is something I don't think I've ever seen before in a zombie thing. But that's it. That's really all we have from this. And just, I expect since this is probably phased out, and the console Undead Labs is really
do all that great. Oh.
Return to the combat area.
Shit! Like, they were right next to me.
Fucking I did not shoot him at all. Man, fucking
Way past him. Saw both of them.
The enemy is in the lead.
oh shit. You're cooling down below.
Not sure why, but you kind of
to the combat area.
This way, you the fight!
Our side is in the lead.
The guy hasn't died at all. I've got him from town.
Enemy team is in the lead. Our side is in the lead.
Man, he's laying down. I can't
Halfway
see
there.
him.
We need to push harder.
You know, I think Battlefield 1's still one of the best. Yeah, still one of the best Battlefield games made. Just because of the sheer quality level of what this game was made on. Quality level of this game is like even higher than fucking Battlefield 5.
Bf1.
But it wasn't just the trailer, it was the content too. The specific DLC was iconic locations to the games, which are supported since then. We got 3 new levels of that changes the gameplay. And a big fan favorite, the performance was in a week on it probably wasn't there.
Got him there. And I died a lot, but
pretty depressing numbers. I wasn't expecting Warzone levels of player numbers, of course, but even lower than Apex, lower than most other shooters out there. But if the numbers shown are to be believed, well, it was a pleasant surprise. For the sake of keeping things in perspective, I'll compare the numbers to Warzone, which at the time of recording this video is hovering around 75 million total players, with an average player count of about 250,000 to 300,000 players online. Truly incredible numbers. So then, for Battlefield, I started with Steam because I knew the numbers would be pretty low, since the franchise has only very recently moved to that platform. It's also publicly and has a really good track record as being accurate, but keep those Warzone numbers in mind for reference. Compared to those, Battlefield 5 on its own is pulling in about 2,000 to 4,000 players, with a peak on Steam of about 8,500 when it initially launched a few months ago. That's about 2.6% the player count of Warzone on PC, which is, yeah, it's not great, but that is still about 125 full Conquest servers. Which
there's not a lot of people that play this right now, but it's still populated.
Particular here has only just been added about 2 months ago.
It's just an older game.
Lower than normal player count is to be expected. Unfortunately, the real meat of the PC player base is over on EA's Origin, which doesn't do
Return to the combat area.
Oop.
The enemies have struck first. Our side is in the lead.
Oh, I missed him. Again. Missed him again. Finally got him.
Our team is in the lead.
Oh no.
The enemy is in the lead. Enemy team is in the lead.
Oh.
It's not looking too shabby. If we compare, say, the Xbox numbers to the other first-person shooters that launched in 2018, it's a more telling story.
We gotta get ready for church in a while.
6.5 thousand. Destiny 2 peaked at a whopping 93,000. Hunt Showdown peaked at 9.8 thousand. Sure, Battlefield 4 even peaked at 5.8 thousand as well, which is great considering it's new to the platform too. Sure, Battlefield 5 will compare with 2020 launch titles, but should we expect it to when it's compared to
Our side is in the lead.
the picture becomes a little clearer. Games are changing. They're becoming more a service than a product, being sustained for years rather than just being churned out. So hopefully things will get better for Battlefield.
Our side is in the lead.
Oh! What?
Their side is in the lead. Return to the combat area. Their side is in the lead.
Ah!
The enemy is in the lead.
That's just me. I would really love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. Whether or not you think it's dead is sort of irrelevant. It's more about whether or not you're having fun with it. But anyway, thank you lads for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, then please do leave a like or a dislike if you didn't. And subscribe to the podcast. Until the next one. See you guys later.
Halfway there. We need to push harder.
Employees who recently left the company. Now, apparently, they didn't really leave on good terms, and as such, they were more than willing to share their information about the upcoming Battlefield game for 2021. Now, bear in mind that this is all total speculation. You know, there are no hard sources here or evidence that this guy writing the post is who he says he is, or that any of this is true. But I do hope to say that after reading this, it sounds like
Return to the combat area.
Oh, I see. Hold on, Battlefield 6. What's this one called?
The enemies have almost won.
What the fuck? I want to see what this guy says. Okay, yeah. It'll be better listening to it from here. To it up on to this down a little bit.
What's up guys, Ghost here. So recently I discovered a pretty interesting leak for a future of Battlefield 6 expected for the release in 2021, and also why Battlefield 5 was so rushed out the door. So this comes from a Reddit post from a guy who works as a designer in the industry, and he worked on a project with a couple of ex-DICE employees who recently left the company. Now apparently they didn't really leave on good terms, and as such they were more than willing to share their information about the upcoming Battlefield game for 2021. Now bear in mind that this is all business speculation. You know, there are no hard sources here or evidence that this guy writing is or that any to say that after reading this, it sounds like it would be very difficult to just for the sake of trolling. Now this post is also really old, it's from 10 months ago, and it mostly went under the radar because it was only posted to a subreddit, News and Leaks, which has only 143 members. So I don't know if it's Battlefield subreddit and then deleted or what, but in any case, just bear in mind that this post is pretty old. Okay, so he says, Development of Battlefield 2021 started around 2 years ago, before Battlefield 5 shipped. DICE had both games for 2021 and Battlefield 5 in early production. The series and the initial idea was that the 2021 concept would actually release in 2018, and the World War II setting would release in 2021. However, DICE found that the World War II setting was easily especially early down the line, and what they knew from previous World War II Battlefield games and experience in developing Battlefield 1. But the 2021 game's concept and setting needed a lot more time to be worked on and fleshed out, much longer than they needed for Battlefield 5. EA made it clear that they had to have a 2018 Battlefield release to please the shareholders, and so they asked DICE to hurry Battlefield 5 into development. Now this explained the relatively poor launch that Battlefield 5 had, as a lot of development was rushed into production to hit 2018, and this is where 2021 comes in. While Battlefield 5 was in late production, development on Battlefield 2021 began. Leaks late last year and earlier this year stated that this game was in fact Battlefield Bad Company 3, and those leaks for the most part were true. During early development, DICE had the full intention of making this a Bad Company sequel. They actually dedicated a team to go dig through the development of Bad Company, as EA and DICE were worried that they wouldn't be able to replicate what made that game so special and beloved. So as development furthered along, DICE started to hit a number of issues, namely that the game didn't feel like a Bad Company game, and that they couldn't get the voice actors, writers, or lead multiplayer designers back in order to consult them on Bad Company 3. So after this, they decided to shut down production and rework what they'd developed so far into a new title and scrap the Bad Company idea in March or April of 2019. And this is why DICE have decided not to release a Battlefield game this year. So here's a lot to say about what we'll be seeing in Battlefield 6, and we'll get to that in a minute, but to me, this just totally makes sense. I always feel like leaks in the community usually have some truth to them, and this would explain why all the YouTubers were going crazy saying the next game was going to be Bad Company 3 last year. Also, the stuff about Battlefield 5 being so rushed because of pressure from EA, I'm pretty sure we already knew that too. So he continues here saying, to go into more detail about Battlefield 2021, the game returns the series to the modern setting, being set apparently in 2030, and will feature a focus on near future, though realistic technology. This includes drones, robotics, AI, etc. Now I don't know much about the campaign or narrative, but I do know they're ditching the whole war story setup with this game to tell a story more like Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4. In terms of multiplayer, the game will bring back a revised version of Revolution, which will require more effort to trigger compared to Battlefield 4, where just one player can activate an event. Revolution this time around is designed to be more tactical and can vary from game to game. It's less of a scripted event, more of different actions the team has to take that can result in different outcomes. On the topic of destruction, it's been
The enemies have struck first.
next-gen capabilities, bullets realistically penetrate walls depending on material, leaving actual bullet holes in the geometry. Buildings can now fully collapse again instead of just breaking apart walls, so you can chip away at foundations and load-bearing walls to make the entire building come down.
Nice.
Just let me interject for 1 second here. Do you guys remember the little tiny gameplay teaser that we got from EA Play with all the white box footage of the development for the next Battlefield game? There was just one, like, half-second shot of building destruction and buildings sort of half-falling down, and this really actually looks like one of the load-bearing walls was destroyed and sort of half the building collapses down here. Just thought I'd point that out. Destruction is also now material-based, so a wood wall will break apart with just one explosive round, or a neutral concrete wall will connect a lot more. Apparently on one map they are planning to make it so that you can destroy entire skyscrapers with jet strikes, etc. Rush also returns and Breakthrough 2, with maps being designed more around Rush. Conquest will return as usual, and so will Air Assault. The usual vehicles also make an appearance, reintroducing helicopters alongside tanks, APCs, jets, and cruisers. A little thing to add that I thought was interesting
Our
is that
side
the
is
team
in
are
the
trying
lead.
to develop a way to crash land planes so that your plane being shot down isn't an instant death. Rather, you can quickly crash land it and escape the wreckage. Drones and robotics make the biggest addition to vehicles. You can get UAVs that allow you to mark targets for your team from above, drones that deliver missile strikes and bombing runs, and land-based drones and robots that allow you to breach buildings, disarm bombs, and spot enemies. Commander mode is planning to be brought back too. As far as I was told, this is DICE's attempt to bring Battlefield back to its roots, with the team taking a lot of notes from Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 3. Development is in full swing and the game is hoping to launch in holidays of 2021 for PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. So that's quite a lot of very specific information there. Like I said, I reckon personally that this guy is legit. If he was going to make this stuff up and post as a troll, he probably would have done it in a much bigger subreddit. That new mechanic of actually landing the plane to get out of the wreckage sounds interesting. I did like in Battlefield 3 the fact that you can actually land fairly easily and repair your jet and then take off again. It's way harder to do that in Battlefield 4, although it is still possible, so that would kind of be nice. But this mechanic also worries me. If the idea is that you can land your jet easily, get out of it, and survive, then maybe the jet will never be intended as a vehicle that you can stay in for any length of time. But honestly, a lot of this information in regards to Battlefield 6 sounds actually really good. I think Massive Destruction and Revolution is one of the things that people want DICE to build upon, make Battlefield bigger and better. For the most part, they just want them to go back to how they were in BF3 and BF4, don't feel reinventing the wheel. Take these things that made the games amazing, dial them up a notch or two, but don't go changing everything. Boys, girls, leave those comments down below. I want to know what you think. Hit that like button up for Papa Go. Have a lovely day. Cheers.
Return to the combat area.
We believe you should get more. That's why we merged with Sprint. Now, it's about to get even better. And as we work to integrate Sprint's network, our nationwide 5G keeps getting stronger, with the capacity and coverage to reach more people and places across the country. Who says you can't have it all? Now is the time for 5G. Now is the time to join T-Mobile.
Return to the combat area.
It's this way! Come on, we need it here! Enemy scout! Sighted!
In this video, I'm going to take a look at some interesting points surrounding Battlefield 6. I'll consider the setting, bringing in a few rumours and predictions. Also, I'll bring in some very interesting leaks about Battlefield 5, the DICE studio, and the possible direction for the franchise. Before we get started, consider leaving a comment down below with your preferred Battlefield 6 setting. Will it be in the future? Will it be set in Vietnam, modern day, or another major conflict? Let me know your thoughts down below. So first of all, I've had some information stating that apparently the Battlefield 3 remaster and Bad Company 3 game were never actually in the works before. There was a slight chance that a small team was going to remaster a Bad Company game for the current gen or maybe even next gen. Isn't happening. As for the Battlefield 3 remaster not happening, if that's true, it's a big shame. It would sell incredibly well and revive what is, in my opinion, one of the best multiplayer FPS games ever made. Battlefield 3 has recently turned 9 years old, and yes, there are still some servers that are populated with a lot of dedicated fans, but it does seem to be coming to the end of what has been a really illustrious life. We are going to see, though, some Battlefield 3 mods appear in the near future with Venice Unleashed and all of the mods attached to that starting to become playable. That is something I'm really looking forward to, and you'll definitely see a lot of that on my channel. When it comes to the setting for the next Battlefield game, we of course all have our personal preference. For me, I want to see a futuristic X is to give players the option to bring in some slightly different ideas without that historical constraint that maybe Battlefield 1 in World War I and more recently Battlefield 5 in World War II generated. But it also brings back that familiarity. I loved Battlefield 3, I really loved Battlefield 4, and if the next game is anything like those, I'll be happy. It's as simple as that, really. Now, if you were paying attention during the summer, you will have seen that the industry insider Tom Henderson, who is always at the centre of leaks to both Battlefield and Call of Duty, stated that the game's setting and direction will take cues from the popular Battlefield 3 game. However, he did also state that the BF3 remake is not happening. That lines up with what I've been hearing as well, and in addition to that modern setting, rumours of a 128 player count, bigger maps than ever before, and a Battle Royale mode to combat Call of Duty Warzone is apparently all in the works. All good stuff if it's done properly. What do you think about that? I really do value the opinions of the people that watch my videos because you tend to be quite dedicated Battlefield fans. This channel is one of the only channels that focuses purely on Battlefield. Not that that makes it anything special in my opinion, but it is nice to have a bunch of like-minded people who just want to see Battlefield succeed in the comments. Let's see what you have to say about the potential for a 128 player count, massive map, and maybe even a big Battle Royale mode. Now moving on to something a little bit different. As I said, I was going to give you a few leaks and rumours and things that I've been hearing about Battlefield 5 and more specifically guns. Now I'm going to say this from the get-go, this is not factual, this is not run out in a news statement or report or anything like that. It's just things that I've been told, and I thought, as I usually do on this channel, I'll pass it on to you and then you can really make up your own mind. It's just really information and thought. So, I've heard from several sources that BF5 only has a game production phase of 6 months. That's really short for an FPS game, and the vehicle and infantry gameplay is vastly different before some playtesters started complaining about getting outplayed with infantry, seeing a lot of the better players to go on the kill streaks. This therefore led to the vehicle gameplay getting dumbed down as well as what we've got in BF5, it's not exactly great, and gunplay was similar to Battlefield 3 with the output of vehicles sharing a lot of similarities to Battlefield 4, and even heard rumours of jumping being used at one point as they were trying to dumb down the infantry gameplay and make it really easy and casual and just get rid of all of that competitiveness that we loved in previous Battlefield games. Not sure why, but you can kind of see that's the direction Battlefield 5 went in. I've also heard that Alan Kurtz, the design director for Battlefield 5, and he'll probably hold that position for Battlefield 6, really wanted a casual shooter and nothing competitive in the game. Now, Battlefield 1 did take that direction. I've got nothing against a casual game, they can be very fun. However, Battlefield, in my opinion, is at its best when it caters for everyone. You've got competitive players who can host their own 8v8 games or 5v5 or whatever it is, and you have casual players who just want to jump on and fire rockets across the map or jump in a vehicle and do whatever they want. That's what a Battlefield game does best. So I think you really do have to cater for both. Maybe don't even make dedicated modes like incursions. You don't need that. You just need to have tools to be able to cater for everybody. And truly make it everyone's Battlefield, I suppose, if you want to use that term. It doesn't surprise me though that Battlefield 5 was really not going in that direction and it wasn't really aiming to be a game for the entire player base. Hopefully he will realise that whilst Battlefield 5 sold about 7 million copies, which is by no means a failure, the game is below par though when compared to pretty much every single Battlefield game that came before it, and that is 100% down to the people that picked the game's direction, in my opinion. But nothing against the devs that were rushing to get the game ready, or the fact there's tons of bugs in it. I know it's annoying, but that does happen with games that are rushed. It's not their decision to have a shortened timescale or anything like that. I think it's purely down to the decisions that were made about the game. And this is of course all rumours that have been leaked by some people, but there we go. It's worth you knowing it as well. You've probably seen as well via Twitter that loads of DICE employees have been leaving over the past few years. Many moved on to new projects, some moved to Embark Studio, whilst others have started their own new journeys and challenges. That is usually the case after a big game releases. People will seek new opportunities and challenges and go on to the next game. You don't always have to stay at the same studio. In my opinion though, Battlefield was such a good franchise because it was made with the passion of the developers who loved the game. That crew of developers that people know and loved, and they just knew that they'd be the ones working on that game and pushing it to the next level, with maybe a few devs leaving, a few new devs coming in, and all that experience being pulled together to create something truly fantastic. I know there's a lot of devs coming in who've just maybe worked on BF5, probably super talented people. I can't speak for them. Really, I can't say how great they are or maybe any mistakes they've made. That's not for me to say. But I do feel as though with Battlefield 5 especially, it was definitely a step away from the core experience that we all really enjoy. The fact that people still play the game is testament to the fan base. Battlefield players will play just about anything if it has that Battlefield tag attached to it, but far more would play a more polished game, that's for sure. So, coming towards the end of this video, we've taken a quick look at what I believe will be the setting of Battlefield 6. It's going to be a modern setting with hints of futuristic tech. That's exactly what I want as well, which is great. We're not going to be seeing a Battlefield 3 remaster, we're not going to be seeing Battlefield 3 at all, and maybe we will see a 128 player count on bigger and better maps than ever before with the addition of a Battle Royale mode. Could be good. Let's wait and see what happens. Rumours should start pouring out of the DICE studio sometime around Christmas. I believe it might be a little bit later. April or May is going to be when it really hots up, and then we will of course see the game release in October 21, or at least that's what I think, judging by everything we've been told so far. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.
This campaign comes down to fundamental differences. Teresa Greenfield has a record of hurting small business.
So, World War I then. I'm sure that I've played one of those games before. But 1, I think it was called something like that. It would be hard to not mention Bf1 when talking about the World War I game. So the game we're looking at today couldn't be any further apart from that in terms of its design and nature. And if you like games such as Squad, Postscriptum, or Hell Let Loose, then Beyond the Wire is going to be right up your alley. Beyond the Wire is designed to be a slower paced tactical shooter from a small developer going by the name of Redstone Interactive. But the reason that it caught my eye was because they released an awesome gameplay trailer recently that did feel a bit BF1 at times, so I thought that I would give it a go. In this game, it goes like this. One shot from a rifle and you're dead. You've got limited ammo, limited movement, and a limited user interface. Don't expect to be told when you score the kill either. You just get used to it after a while and you know. For anyone jumping in for the first time, I'd recommend paying close attention to what team you're on so you can look out for a certain uniform, because team kills are very prominent in this game, certainly with the time that I spent playing it. But that of course is due to some part in the trench warfare nature of the game. And I mentioned Squad and Postscriptum earlier, and unsurprisingly, the core mechanics of those games are very similar to this one, and they should be because the core code base is actually the same. Squad is built off the Unreal Engine, and both Postscriptum and Beyond the Wire base their games off of the base code of Squad. This has a lot of benefits despite the clear differences in setting. Squad is a modern shooter, however Beyond the Wire takes us back to World War I, and utilising the Squad backend means that your starting point of your game is already quite strong. Features such as in-depth ballistics, soldier animations, sound design, to name but a few, are already at a good level. And then you just need to build your own game settings, maps, weapons, and everything else around all of that. Of course, it's not quite as simple as that, but Off-World Industries, I think, have a good product in Squad, and these different era offshoots just prove that. There are currently 3 maps and 3 factions in the game: Frizz, Anson Court, and Zonnebeck. All 3 have a different aesthetic to them too. Frizz is a more open map with quite a lot of buildings linked by tree coverage and trenches. I believe it's based on the Somme River region. Anson Court, on the other hand, is the Argonne Forest, so that's mostly trees and trenches with lots of terrain covered from explosions. And lastly, Zonnebeck covers the Battle of Passchendaele, so lots of eerily dead trees and scorched earth. I played Anson Court at night too, which made the immersion even more noticeable, and it's a feature haven. It's quite scary running through the forest, just hearing bullets whiz past you, and then that moment of panic
We have taken objective butter.
into an enemy. And I think that's the most impressive thing with Beyond the Wire at the moment, the immersion. goal in multiple ways is to attack or defend, and working together with the squad is key. And even when you're running on your own, the machine gun fire and the distance or artillery fire all around you, it really draws you in. And just a word on the factions in the game. Right now we've got the German, American and French forces with a view to adding the British very soon. I played in Cover 2 release version of Squad recently, so I feel like I've got a pretty good idea of how the game compares. Of course, like I said, they're set in a different era, but it's definitely noticeable how much quicker you get into the action in Beyond the Wire compared to Squad. Sometimes it does feel like a more accessible version of that game. And I think mainly this boils down to the map sizes. Some of the maps on Squad are substantial, and that's by design. It's not to say that the maps in Beyond the Wire are small though, because they're not. It's still 50 versus 50 players, but I felt that when I died, I was able to get back into the action pretty fast. And I died a lot, so I should know. In terms of the weaponry on offer here, you can expect a nice mixture. Because of the setting, you're going to find a lot of weapons that are single-shot bolt action, but there are, of course, machine guns too. I tried out the Shosho, the Lebel, and a couple of others, and you have to play really smart when using either a sniper rifle or a machine gun, because you only get a limited amount of stamina when sprinting, but that same stamina is used to steady your aim. So if you sprint for a reasonable distance and then you try to shoot, your aim is going to be incredibly inaccurate.
We have taken objective apples.
Capture the objective! Good work!
Don't let the comfort fool you. Don't let the attention to detail lead you to believe that a Honda is a delicate machine. You'd be wrong. Underneath every surface that carries a Honda badge, there has always been the capacity to amaze.
Damn. What?
We have lost.
I shot him fucking twice in the fucking
We
head.
have lost objective apples.
And this is the same for all
Oh,
of
no.
them, to be fair, but I found it more obvious with snipers and machine guns. The upside to the machine guns, though, is that you can use the bind pod to help you out. There are also pistols, shotguns, and of course, melee weapons. I had a bit of fun with the melee club.
We
and
have
I to
taken
say
objective
it was
Edward.
quite satisfying. The reality is that World War I was absolutely brutal. It involved a ton of melee combat, and I think that Beyond the Wire is doing
What?
a good job of showcasing that. For the feedback though, there were some negatives to sections, and one of them is a frustrating one for me because so many games in this type suffer from it, and it's the performance. It's slightly too unfair because it is early access, and despite running on the default content, you have to accept that it will need time to be fully optimized. It has to be said though at times that performance did certainly
Hurry up.
from it, and I'm running on a 30
Oh, come on.
5 gigahertz. It's more of an optimization thing, and this was most noticeable when you're going around built-up areas with lots of players.
We have an armored
Artillery
train
shells,
en
other effects
route.
going off all the time, well, they didn't help either. It's the sort of thing that can be worked on and improved in time, but it does sometimes make aiming quite frustrating when you get enough drops and stutters regularly. I did notice a few of the smaller bugs with audio and animations too, although nothing too serious, but there was some physics going on from time to time. The whole thing was a bit tedious at times too. All things that I'm sure will be fixed
Our armoured
as it
train
is early
has
access,
arrived.
so I won't worry about it too much. I have to say though that the menu system and the settings were really great though, so that's another plus. Wrapping things up, Beyond the Wire has been released into early access, so if you choose to buy it, you're not going to get a finished product, and you should know that. And that will allow you but 12 was in early access for over 5 years, but fear not, Beyond the Wire is scheduled to release the phone in 2022, possibly up to 2 years of development to improve the game and content,
Halfway
and
there,
perhaps
the
even
enemy
a
has the
next-gen
upper hand.
console release. But I think the content thing is really important and key for me. Sure, it's probably been developing for a long time, but they have a lot of kinks to iron.
We have taken
And
objective
just accept
butter.
it now, there is just so much content to get stuck into. And if Beyond the Wire is to succeed, I think they'll need a strong roadmap for new features and new maps and additions along the away. And just over a week ago, the development team did an AMA on Reddit covering a few points that players asked about. For example, they said that they're currently focusing on representing the western front of World War I, so areas of Ypres, Cruz Argonne.
We are losing Objective Edward.
We, the American people, have never shied from
I think I'm gonna jump on some Battlefield. Call of Duty pretty soon.
We have taken Objective Charlie. We have lost Objective Edward.
We can build a fair economy that is both flourishing and by respecting the and moving for the peace. America has always been
we have lost Objective Butter.
We want to be. The Republicans know that. And they're
so, World War I then. I'm sure that I've played one of those games before. Battlefield 1.
Welcome back everyone, I'm Nick930, and today I wanted to share with you the complete history of Tom Clancy's Rainbow.
Ladies and gentlemen, PawnTakesPawn.com is over.
We have taken Objective Butter.
Puzzles, all of it has led to today, and we have summed it up, and there are a couple of different videos If you didn't catch the video yesterday,
we have lost Objective Charlie.
I'll try to sum it up as best as I can. But essentially where we ended off yesterday was this.
We have taken Objective Edward.
The objective's ours! Enemies
We talk is Bruce Harris gives William Bowman, Joseph Bowman's son from Black Ops 1, a double edge belonging to his father. This is supposed to show that Bruce Harris is a villain.
What the fuck?
In that video. The first of which is that Bruce Harris, the character who's getting interrogated by William Bowman in this cutscene, actually had a little bit more to his story in Black Ops 1 than I originally alluded to. You see, halfway through the mission WSG,
we have taken Objective Charlie.
RPG at Hudson and Harris. The RPG hits the walkway that they're standing on, and Harris starts to fall off. Hudson
we have lost Objective Butter.
Unable to do so in time, and Harris seemingly falls to his demise. This is very similar to how Woods during Black Ops 1 as he dives with Kravchenko off the side of a ledge, and then a grenade goes off. But as we know, using Black Ops 2, and obviously Woods didn't die in this scenario. Similarly, as Harris falls off a giant cliff, he is now in a cutscene that takes place after the events of Black Ops 1, so seemingly, he's not dead either. Now, in this cutscene, he tells us that he was captured in a Soviet POW camp and tortured for information. Assumingly, this is what happened after he fell off the cliff. So the other thing that we find out in the trailer yesterday is the name of Bowman's mother, aka Joseph Bowman's wife.
You're lying, you're a Russian spy. Your mom's name is Angela.
And at this point, I thought we knew nothing about Angela, and this was just a new character. However, there is a note written to Angie appearing on this thread from a mystery person. Now, Angie, of course, is short for Angela. This is what the note says. Life's crazy. 1 minute we're parachuting behind enemy lines, crawling through trenches on our bellies, and staring face to face with death. And the next minute we're stuck here at base camp somewhere with nothing to do, but sit around and wait to get it all over. Woods and Mason are just killing time. They found an old soccer ball and they've been kicking it at beer bottles for the last hour. There's darts here too, but who wants to play games at a time like this? All I want to do is go home. Maybe I just answered my own question. All I want is go home. I'm gonna go now that we know the name Angela, it's pretty clear that this note to Angie is written by Joseph Bowman, probably during the Laos part of the war, shortly before he died. This is interesting because we know that he was working alongside Woods and Mason at the time in Laos, and this might potentially be the very last letter that Bowman sent home. Yes, the very last piece of
imagine that William Bowman but where we left off yesterday was that so we needed to go in the door to find 3 different codes that we could then put into the website the thing that William Bowman was getting next to was there with the bag, and we didn't figure out what was inside the bag. There's a bunch of different things here. First of all, a letter from Andy on the inside of the typo in the book. So these pictures from the bag, everyone listen to this. Hope you like the slide that you have to do that. Trust me, I'll give you a second. It is quite almost get done in the picture, like, but actually,
the last time you were on leave and Alex came over, I told him how I wish I could at least call you from time to time so you could hear my voice. Next thing I know, that man pulled some strings, and we got the tape player for you. Now, before you get all mad about me breaking the protocols or whatever, you know I can't resist an opportunity for a good surprise. And I couldn't just tell you to use this letter. Oh, Joe. I wanted to tell you in person, but you never know what's going on.
We are losing objective.
Thought it was his mom. Guess not.
We have lost objective Edward.
What's up? Whoa.
First of all, if you haven't figured it out, Joseph Bowman was engaged to this person, Angie or Angela, whatever you want to call her. And when he got engaged, I guess he knocked her up, and she's then pregnant. The problem is, Joseph Bowman is at war.
We are losing objective Charlie.
And shortly after, as we know, this happened. Shit.
Oh, yeah, he fucking kills him.
You fucking son of a bitch!
Now, the other interesting thing about this is in the tape it says Alex was visit. Obviously, this is talking about Alex Mason. The weird part about this is Roman's wife.
That was a nice shot.
I think this is somehow going to cause Alex Mason somehow having some background with Bowman a little bit more than we already know. And obviously, William Bowman is going to hunt down this lead. After this, there's kind of like a little disc in the background here that says Harbor of Refuge, and if you click it, it takes you to this website, which then gives you code the people who have that, which then runs this website called conversationhouse.com. Well, this one we have one page that is called Still Free.
Yeah,
lost
man,
objective
medic.
Charlie.
There's a bunch of guys down there. I would be playing this on hardcore and going beast mode, but
objectives. objective Edward.
We've taken the objective!
There we go. Oh shit! What the? Hurry up! No.
We have taken objective Duff.
Away from this has to be fair. So what we thought when those mountains were down when we fell off the cliff was 100%. Now think about how POW and after that we were carrying the money, fortune fund, eventually somehow escaped. Now we didn't explain how we escaped, but it's really kind of sketchy going on with that. I don't know if that's the first year, they will find out the answer. The other thing we have to do is we want to find out so, we still have a couple more steps here. So from here, as you can see on the tape, there's another backslash, and then it says semaphore blackout, which then, if you go to that website, it gives you kind of a decoder, which you can use to then figure out the next website, which takes you to color bound. So with this website, you have to use the color decoder kind of things that you found around for dance, and use a translator to get a letter or number for each one. I'm not going to go in depth with what that actually gives you, but essentially you then can submit this code, as you're seeing here, 1 pieces, 9 in, 8 play, 1. Once you submit that, it will then take you to the final Pawn Takes Pawn website called pawntakespawn/Perseus is out there. This brings you once again to another video.
Together, we have begun to unravel the secrets that lie beneath the surface. The operations that take place under the cover of darkness. Heroes and traitors, and those caught somewhere in between. The Cold War is not just a thing of the past. The struggle for power and control is real, and it permeates across every nation on the planet. Make no mistake, Perseus is out there. Stay diligent, know your history, or be doomed to repeat it.
I'm gonna be just blatantly honest with you. This is the last trailer for Pawn Takes Pawn, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a little lackluster. I thought the trailer yesterday was better than this one. It gave us more information. As far as this one goes, they really pushed forward that line, know your history or be doomed to repeat it. This is me setting it up so that William Bowman is going to die just like his father, Joseph Bowman, in the campaign. Now, do I know this? No, we don't even know if William Bowman is going to be a character in the campaign. But of course, tracking down Perseus, and that is really all we can take away from this. Like I said, I know, kind of lackluster. Now, what I will say is by completing this step of the Pawn Takes Pawn, PawnTakesPawn.com/title down, this code that you're seeing here, submit it, you will then just do your achievements. I know I don't have all of them, but it's the last one here. Called Dead Raw. Now, if you click this, it's going to get you codes for items here.
Go, go!
Casinos can't be broke everywhere, especially not next to churches and schools. That's ridiculous. Initiative 430.
We have taken objective Edward.
Damn it! I tried throwing a fucking bomb at him.
Activity. We smile. We clean. We cook. We breathe.
We have taken objective Duff.
For example, for Modern Warfare and Warzone, calling card, chapter skin, weapon charm, emblem, and things like that revolving around the games that it went with. On top of this, for Cold War, it gives you a zombies phone right here. I think there's a going on in the background. Also might be a weapon charm over here, but hard to say. And then finally,
we have taken objective Charlie.
It gives you a bunch of like individual different kind of weapons calling cards and things like that. So you get the in-game items like this. That is it. That is the end of Contave's Con. I am curious. What did you guys think of it? Did you think the ending was kind of lackluster like me? I was hoping for another in-game Warzone that was going to reveal the next Warzone or something like this, but this appears to be what we got. I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button.
We have lost objective Duff.
Be sure to hit the subscribe button. We're on the road.
If only I had fucking like infinite fucking ammo.
But I hope you enjoyed the video.
Infinite grenades.
Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
Oh, come on, man. I don't know, I'm just listening to some stuff about Black Ops. I guess there's a few characters that so-called seem like they died in Black Ops 1, but they're not dead.
We are losing objective Charlie.
After that objective.
We are losing objective Charlie.
What the fuck?
We are losing objective Charlie. We have taken objective Butter.
Gas! Gas!
We have lost objective Edward.
That is...
We have lost objective Charlie.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me. He's that close, man. I shot him with that. He should have died.
We have taken objective Apples.
What?
That's an enemy machine gun!
Well, come on, man. I wasn't quite sure if that fucking other guy's gonna come out and start shooting me or not, so. You know, if Battlefield 5 had more development time, man, I'd probably be playing that right now.
We have lost objective Apples.
There's one of their soldiers!
What the fuck?
One of their soldiers sighted!
We have taken objective George.
Objective! In the back! Good work, boys! Watch out! Enemy soldier spotted!
God.
We have taken objective Charlie.
I see an enemy soldier!
Come on, man.
Enemy soldier in sight! I can see one of their soldiers!
We have taken objective Edward.
Yeah, I ain't gonna let him take that shit.
Lost objective Charlie.
Machine gun! Watch it, boys!
Oh no, I fucking should have had him on point. Should have been on point the whole time right there. I like Battlefield, man. This is like one of my favorite games right here.
Movement spotted! Enemy soldier! I got eyes on an enemy soldier! Spotted an enemy soldier! Damn it! I see an enemy soldier! Enemy soldier sighted!
Damn. I missed too
We
much.
have taken objective Butter.
Objective flag! See him? One of their soldiers!
We have taken objective Charlie.
What? Well, fuck. Why the fuck is Disrespect playing Warzone all the
We are
fucking
losing
time?
objective Charlie.
You see, that's the problem. That's why he's quitting that game. He plays it so fucking much. Yeah, and then what he's gonna do is he's gonna probably go back to Modern Warfare after Black Ops come out. I'm just gonna guess because
we have lost objective Charlie.
When I was playing Cold War, I mean Cold War is okay, but I don't think that game's all that good. Yeah, when I was playing Cold War, like, I don't know, it feels hella hardcore arcadey. And it doesn't feel like it's a tactical first-person shooter all that much. It's so much more a arcade experience. And that's what I don't like about it.
We have lost objective George.
Objective lost! Push there! An enemy soldier! I see an enemy! That there is one of their soldiers!
I am not a good shot right now.
Look sharp! That soldier's one of theirs!
Got one.
One of their soldiers sighted! Looking right at an enemy soldier!
Got him. Oh, way high.
I see an enemy soldier! I see an enemy!
Oh.
Enemy cavalry! Over there! I got eyes on an enemy soldier! Enemy soldier sighted!
I thought I was gonna have him. Got him. Got him.
We have lost objective Butter.
Oh, shit.
I need ammo! I need ammo!
Wow.
We are losing objective Edward. We have taken objective Charlie. Halfway there, we have the upper hand.
Why are people ready for the fucking 3070? Nobody wants.
We have taken
3070
objective
is like
George.
weak compared to the 3080. I fucking shot that guy in the fucking head directly. Yeah, there's something going on, guys. I'm gonna back out of this fucking game. What the? Yeah. I shot him in the fucking head. It didn't register the shot. You guys saw that shit. Yeah, it's causing me to get off of Battlefield 1. I'm gonna jump on some Modern Warfare. That upset me. Alright guys, thank you for joining me on Battlefield 1. This game's still pretty damn good, and hopefully this game looks and plays better up on PlayStation 5. Peace out.